Hello, good evening, and welcome to my live stream. For new people who are just joining in, today we're going to discuss what is happening with IRCTC and is it going to impact the stock long term or not. Big news that has come in IRCTC. So let's see what happens. So I'm going to wait for everybody to join in a bit. So I will begin. Omkar, welcome to the live stream. Finally, good to see you on Instagram. And Arvind has joined in. Hello. Vinay Dubey, welcome to my live stream. I'm just waiting a few minutes, maybe a minute or two, so that everybody who's live right now can join us. And we will start with IRCTC. At the same time, if you have any questions, you can right now put it in the comments as well, along with today's topic, which is IRCTC split, IRCTC news reaction for the 50% money that the government is asking them. Just like us now, government is asking money from IRCTC as well. And I'm gonna give a quick view on the Nykaa IPO as well. And there's a question related to UPI ID application for IPO from Atash. And yes, there is one announcement. So Aslam, Vinay, welcome to the live stream. Rahim sir, welcome. Okay, so I guess most people have joined in. So let us start with the first concept, which has created a bit of confusion for a lot of people, that today suddenly the stock of IRCT is showing a very low price. That is because the stock has been split. And I talk about this in my foundation course. Stock split has got no business impact. Stock split simply means the share has been broken down into smaller pieces. Okay, so a share that was worth, let's say, 1,000 rupees, if they break it down to 5 pieces, now you get smaller pieces of the same company at 200 rupees per share. So the stock split has got no impact on wealth creation as such. Yes, it creates a lot of buzz. People who have missed the stock, maybe let's say at 3,000, 4,000 rupees, people were afraid to buy that stock. So at 900 rupees, IRCTC becomes around that range, it becomes a little more reachable for retail investors. So that is one benefit of the split. Otherwise, until and unless business is growing or losing money, stock price should not have any impact. And as an investor, you should not be worried about it. So long term, there is zero impact of the split. At the same time, for short term, there's going to be little fluctuation, which is always there. If you want to buy the stock now, probably it is come under your budget. So yes, that might be a one positive aspect. But that doesn't mean a lot of people are going to buy and the stock price is going to go up just because its price is cheap right now. So remember that. Okay, stock split. If you want to know about stock splits, all the corporate actions in detail, my foundation course covers it really, really well. So I highly recommend those who have not done the basics of stock market, try and attend that training. Okay, so now welcome all the Mido is a big fan of mine. Welcome Atash, Amrut, Bhavnesh, Mahendra. Good to see you on Instagram. I'm usually used to seeing you on Zoom. Hello Kamal, Charan Maurya, welcome. Okay, so now the big news. What is happening with IRCTC? So I'm going to first read the news and let me give you my views on it as we go forward. So government asks IRCTC to share 50% of revenue from convenience fee. Okay, convenience fee, as you might know, you've paid it to the theaters as well, and you've probably booked tickets on IRCTC. Then that is the money that they charge for booking tickets online. And this was a huge part of IRCTC's income. Okay, so what the government is asking is, out of that income, give us 50%. From 1st November onwards, half of the convenience fee is going to go to Bharat Sarkar. Okay, so again, most logical thing, this is now a news that is impacting companies' profitability directly. Okay, this is like a tax that they are paying already on every rupee that they are getting. 50 paisa is going to the government. Okay, so now I just checked a few numbers, and this might be outdated information, but just to give you an idea what kind of impact are we expecting on the revenues, but that means on the income of IRCTC. So earlier, 149 crore was their income from this ticketing segment, okay, the convenience fee segment, and 56 crore was from the catering segment. Okay, so these are the two places which IRCTC makes money: ticketing and catering. So catering is 56 crore. I think as the railways continue running and people keep traveling, they're going to eat. Okay, so I don't think that revenue is going to be impacted. So that 56 crore remains same. But out of the 149 crore, which is quite higher, okay, it's three times more than, almost three times more than the catering money, that is going to be now reduced to half. So, for the longer period of time, yes, this is going to be a super negative news for the company. But that does not mean the company's fundamentals are changing, in the sense that they are not going to make money at all. Okay, as I can see, and as I have expected, that yes, what we were, the company has always been a niche, not niche player, it's the only ticketing player in the railway industry. Everybody has to buy tickets through railway. So the impact of this is going to be huge on the stock. But the good news is that this news has mostly already been digested in the stock. Okay, so those of you who have learned technical analysis, there's a simple principle that all news is already digested in the price, and that's why if you see from the past few weeks, okay, I think the day was 19th of October, the stock took a sharp dive. This is before the split, and this news had been, no news was hit, the split was also not there. The news hit on 19th of October, okay, and the stock started tanking from that day. So I think, in fact, now I know that this is the reason why the stock started tanking. So the market is discounting this reduction in the regular income that they'll be making. This is the profit. They're not going to stop making money, so don't think that the company is going to shut down because of this. But the profit that was coming is going to be reduced by half from one segment. Okay, so what I had previously said is that for really long term investors, it is, yes, slightly negative, but for short term players it is going to be a hellhole, because people who have just gotten into the stock are going to now see stock taking a dive for sure. Okay, but if you're an investor who's willing to wait and hold on to this company, then 5, 7, 10 years, I think we'll be back on track at some time. Anyway, for the last few months, the stock had grown so much. Okay, so from a level of 1600 in January last year, okay, we now saw it at 6350, almost at that high, which is 4 5 times, and they've not grown their money that much. You need to understand, the stock was going up, that is great, everybody is very happy, but the company's revenues have not gone up to 5 times, they've gone up double. Maybe they're expected to grow their income 3 to 5 times, and that will happen. And as that happens, it can happen on 50% income as well, but it is not going to happen as fast as it was happening with the previous money. So now the speed at which the company is going to grow is going to be a little slower. That is the only impact that will have for really long-term investors. I'm talking about 5 to 7 years in the, because there's practically unlimited number of times people can travel from trains. India has got a huge population. Everybody is going online and buying tickets online from Paytm to hundreds of different channels. So I don't think that business is going down or going anywhere for that matter. Yes, the revenue is going to get impacted, and we're going to see for this year whatever overvalued zone the stock had gone into, because profits are just doubling or tripling probably, but the stock has gone 5 to 6 times. That is a little, I would say, unfair. Not unfair, it's overvalued. That's why I said for short term the stock was overvalued, and now this news is going to get it down into probably an undervalued zone, because market always reacts too much. I went on YouTube to check out uh, uh, I went on YouTube to check out, everybody's trying to use the panic button, and of course in YouTube whatever is Sansani case, it works. Okay, so do not press the panic button. If you're a long term holder, you can still continue to hold on to stock. You'll just have to power through this particular phase where you might not see some spectacular returns which you saw last 2 years. Okay, and Mahindra price run was not a bull trap as such, Okay, now we can say it is a bull trap because we saw the correction. Okay, fundamentally speaking, yes, the stock was in a zone which was ridiculous. Okay, like I said, the stock had gone five to six times from its price, but the company's profits had not doubled or tripled. If I just go and check company's revenues, I'm just checking on screener.com. Okay, so I'm just checking annual sales. They actually reduced in 2021 and because of the lockdown. So from 2226, which they were making till March 2020, it came down to 783. So the sales actually reduced in that last year. Okay, and this year they're finally coming back. So it will take another year or two for them to go fully into the same level of sales. And as far as profits are concerned, okay, March 2020, their highest profit was 513 crore. Last year they only made 190 crore, and this year we are halfway through the year, 297 crores. So at the max, I'm expecting 600, 700 crores as the economy starts going back on. So they are still trying to catch up to their previous times, and the stock was already at 6,300, not 600, right? Definitely five times from the IPO price. Okay, so there was a short-term panic in the stock when the government sold its stock a couple of months back, which I had recommended in the advisory as well. That was a good time to load onto that stock. Then it was definitely undervalued, but right now it was overvalued, and this news is going to bring it back into undervalued zone, is what my expectation is. So I will give my exact views to the investors in my investors club for sure whenever you want to buy or not. But long-term investors should not panic. I would say just sail through this period, and if possible, do not look at news because that's always going to confuse you more. Good evening, Nilesh. Okay, so somebody bought it at 990. That was great. Stock Arts, good price to get in. I missed it at the IPO. I was able to catch a little bit of it during the fall last year. Okay, so how many of you own IRCTC? I would like to know in the comments. Just let me know if you already have bought IRCTC or not. Prasenjit is asking, hello, Kalka market. Kalka market, I cannot predict because I'll have to see the technicals in the morning to understand, and I don't track market on a daily basis. I do it on a weekly basis most of the time for my personal investments. I highly recommend, Prasen, you should learn technical analysis so that you never have to depend on anybody else for market view. Okay, good to know, Omkar. I hope now you know what to do. Yes, it is going to be negative for this year, and we are going to see most of the negative impact is already there in the stock. Okay, IRCTC, most of the impact has already been digested. There is going to be still more storm to come because a lot of people have not gotten their split stock as well, so they won't be able to sell. So in a week or two, so at least this month there's going to be a lot of negative headwind in the stock. But if you've bought it at an early price and if you're still in green, do not sell in panic unnecessary. If you want to reduce your position, probably you can, but I would still recommend power through this negative phase. We have a lot more ground to cover for this particular stock. Until and unless there's an alternative to railways, I don't think we should be switching from this stock. Vinay Dubey, best website to learn technical analysis. I would say take a course with me. That's my best recommendation because whenever I see, I've not personally taken courses from websites myself, but at the same time, I think charting is something which I highly recommend to start off with. It's a simple interface, and basics. You should definitely master your Dow theory first. You can do from Google or Wikipedia. At least start with Dow theory from Wikipedia, or even Investopedia is a good place to start off with. Okay, and a book that I learned a lot from was Martin Pring's Technical Analysis Explained. Now that is a fantastic book if you want to start learning technical analysis. Nothing comes close to the level of learning that I've been able to get from that book on the internet. So I did not learn on internet when I started off. So right now I cannot recommend another website as well. Would accumulate on dips, it's still a monopoly. Yes, but don't go overboard is what I say. Always have a certain percentage allocated to every stock. Do not get overrun by any particular one stock. You should have a balanced portfolio. Should not have too many stocks, but let's say 10, 20 stocks, and each one has got a set limited amount of exposure. Okay, so 10%, 20%, whatever that you can decide, but make sure that every stock has got a limited exposure, the money that you invest in them. Okay, so that in such scenarios, let's say tomorrow IRCTC does get shut down, you should not be left there with half your portfolio wiped out. My view on IT, I'm actually not tracking IT at all. Let me just quickly check the IT index. Nilesh has asked what is happening with IT index. So I'm going to just quickly go into Nifty IT. Okay, CNX IT. I'm going to put my favorite. Okay, it has come down on its 20 EMA. Okay, it does look, and right now it's looking it's between 50 and 20 EMA. So I think it's getting consolidated. I don't think it's going to have a clear directional move right now, but yes, it is on the swing of 20 EMA. So if it crosses 50 EMA the next day, then we can expect it to start going back on the upside. But overall, if you look from, let's say, 24th of September to 25th October till today, overall there is still sideways movement. So we are going to get into a choppy zone with these IT stocks. IT index at least is going into a choppy zone. I would not be taking a trend based position in it. It is completely, if you are good with indicators, probably you can think of playing those stocks. I hope that helps, and I'm sure you'll be able to figure out on your own as well. Okay, Kevin, hello. Inside Skida, I like your handle. Akshit, hello. Not, I mean, I've not stopped dancing at all. I've stopped teaching how to dance. That's the only thing that has changed. In fact, I was dancing some time back, so don't worry about that. Being VP is asking, please save this video to your page, sir, after live session. Okay, I will try to upload this on YouTube as well. So the link to that I will send you. You can check the recording. The plan was to put it on YouTube with the screen recording so I could share my important points. But there has been some issue with my live streaming software. So I could not do it today. But yes, the recording will be available, VP. So don't worry about that. Abhijit Patil, hello. Abhijit, good to see you on Instagram. Sector. Power sector, again, not tracking power sector these days. I'm not tracking individual sectors because overall the market is overheated, and I'm not trading. I do directionless trades on Nifty with options, so that's not sector wise. I don't usually track, but I'm gonna still check power sector and see what the technicals show me, and I'll just relay the information to you. So power sector again. Okay, power sector is getting corrected. It's down. In fact, all the sectors are going down. It has just crossed down its 50 EMA. Okay, so I think, let me just see what level. I'm gonna add one more thing over here. Okay, it does look overvalued, but I would still wait for it to bounce back. I'll need one more candle confirmation. Right now it is just pushing below its 50 EMA, the power sector entirely. So it can go into a slight bearish run, but I see 3300 as a strong support. If it doesn't breach that, 3300 to 3080, that is a point which is a pretty strong zone. If it bounces from there, then we can see again it going back into its bull run. But anyway, the last few months we have had a crazy run. So a correction is expected overall. Fundamentally, of course, there is a lot of headwinds in the power sector. India is getting changed structurally, and we're going to need a lot of power to power all the manufacturing demand that has come in, all the industry expansion that is going to happen, all the phones and tablets that are going to be charged in India. So power sector is going to have a huge demand ahead. So fundamentally, yes, and once we go to electric vehicles, yes, there is another huge demand coming up. So that is what is going to drive the power sector for the long term. For short term, currently we are at the mercy of the various investors that are going to buy and sell. But I do see that I would wait for Monday probably. Let this week pass and see if it goes above 382. Then we can say that okay, fine, it's going to go back into its bullish run. Bajaj Twins have posted bumper results. Should we wait for FII buying to start before taking position? Why would you wait? Okay, so I strongly recommend to track quarterly results only if you already own the stock. Because my buying, I always recommend is to go for longest period possible, whatever longest period you can expect. So, and when you want to add positions, that is where technicals help you, because these little corrections are dips where you can keep adding those stocks. Now, whether to buy or not, I'm not recommending individually. So don't buy just based on this. Do your own research. Uh, but when you want to buy stock, because in future it is going to grow maybe 5 times, 10 times, whatever you have your projection as well. When to track quarterly results is if you're holding the position, if you get, let's say, one or two bad quarters, that is a time you need to do deep analysis